So Ben Simmons gets kicked out of practice this week and suspended for the season opener by Coach Doc Rivers after refusing to join a defensive drill in practice. And let's just take a listen to what Coach Rivers and star Joel Embiid had to say about the entire situation.
It was a distraction today. I didn't think he wanted to do what everybody else was doing. And it was early. It wasn't a big deal. Just told him he should leave then. And we went on with practice. No, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to give, like, every day, every single moment, I'm going to give Ben a chance to join the team and be part of the team. He's under contract to be part of the team, and so that's not going to change. Sometimes it happens quick and guys join back in. Sometimes it doesn't. I've been in both situations, and I'm fine with that. But at the end of the day, as a coach, I have to protect the team.
Like I've always said, focus on the guys that are here. But the one thing I'll say is that, since he's been back, nothing has really changed. The guys, we've been having fun, sharing the ball, moving the ball, focus on the guys that want to be here and, that want to play, that want to be part of this. But I do think, the year is going to be fun. I like the guys that we have, humble, like to work hard, that do work hard, and I think we're going to have fun just playing with each other, and
So there you heard both Joel Embiid and Doc Rivers make it abundantly clear that Ben Simmons apparently did not want to be there. Ben Simmons acted like he didn't want to be there, and Joel Embiid, interestingly enough, we didn't hear it in that clip, but he would go on to say that, it's not his job. He's not here to babysit, quote, Ben Simmons. So, there seems to be a lot of not only distrust between the two sides, but honestly, I think a little bit of bad blood, the way that things have gone down. Like, look, Ben Simmons asked for his trade in the offseason, which he is more than entitled to, and I support. The imbalance between the ownership and the teams and the players is terrible. And, there really wasn't a balance until players were allowed to make these trade requests and really work with teams on that. So I am in full agreement with Ben Simmons in his request, in his desire to get a trade. That is fine. He can do that. That is his prerogative. But if we're talking about who is in the right and the wrong right now, the way that things have played out, as far as Ben Simmons getting suspended for the season opener, he didn't play. As far as Doc Rivers, kicking him out of practice and suspending him, and Joel Embiid saying that we have to worry about the guys who are here. 100%, this is on Ben Simmons, and this is not on Joel Embiid. This is not on the 76ers. 76ers tried to trade him, and guess what happened? Nobody wanted to trade for him for the value that he thought he was worth, for the value that the 76ers think he's worth or want for him. And when that doesn't happen, you don't get traded. So I don't think it's in the 76ers, wheelhouse to be wrong here. I think Ben Simmons is in the wrong here. You asked for your trade request, all right? You bet on yourself, and the team went out there and they didn't want you. Your trade value wasn't where it was either supposed to be or where you thought it would be or where the team thought it would be. So they can't move you because you're not worth enough for a star-level player to be traded for. That's just the reality of Ben Simmons in 2021. He's not worth it because people know he can't shoot, and he's a point guard, and he needs the ball. And there's been, narratives about Ben Simmons for a while now that everything kind of has to run around him and run through him. So Ben Simmons, in my opinion, he handled this in the worst way. You didn't get traded. You asked for a trade. They're working with you. They're still trying to find a trade, apparently. But you didn't get traded because no one wants you. No one's willing to trade the compensation that the team wants for you. So you have two options here if you're Ben Simmons. You have two options. Either you show up and you are wholeheartedly in there because you are you're not in there, just for yourself. You're not in there just for the 76ers. Forget that. You're in there for the team, the players that you've played with, for the past 4 seasons. That's who you're there for. You are there for the people that have stuck by you, that have defended you. And that's who you're there for. You are there to show teams that might want to trade for you that, hey, I'm just as good as I thought I was last year, if not better. That's the way you handle if you're Ben Simmons. Otherwise, and I'm perfectly fine if he had done this, just don't show up. You're not going to get paid, but don't show up. Hold out. That could have been a way that he could have done this, and that would have been fine. But instead, he decided to show up and deliberately look disinterested, deliberately basically tank a drill, deliberately show everyone that he's pissed off and doesn't want to be there. While everyone else in practice is busting their butt, while everyone else, including Joel Embiid, is out there having fun, trying to get ready for the first game of the season, Ben Simmons is out there with his phone in his pocket, just chilling, not taking it seriously, not doing anything. If you didn't want to be there, don't show up. And if you're going to show up, don't act like, honestly, a butthole to your teammates, the people who are actually putting in the hard work to make you look better because apparently you can't shoot, who are carrying the scoring load because you can't do it. That's the reality of Ben Simmons. That is the reality that Ben Simmons should have reckoned with. That is the reality that Ben Simmons should have realized before this season. That if he's not going to, if he doesn't want to be a part of the team, totally fine. Just don't show up. But when you show up, don't throw your coaches under the bus. Especially don't throw your teammates under the bus because they're trying to get paid too. They're trying to win. They're not trying to have these distractions from the team. So that's my take on this whole situation. Ben Simmons, it was in the right when he asked for a trade. He was in the right if he didn't show up. In the wrong completely by showing up and doing what he did because it was disrespectful to his teammates. Forget the organization. Take that completely out of it. Disrespectful to every single one of his teammates. And if he has any class, any respect for the other players, he should go up to each of them and apologize. Whether or not he comes back, I don't care, but apologize for the way he acted in that one practice because that's not showing who a leader is. That's not showing leadership. And if anything, that's showing to other teams that might want to trade for you that you're nothing but a distraction. And that maybe the narratives about you, that everything has to go through you, that everything has to be Ben Simmons oriented, that everything, even off and on the court, has to be centered around you. You're proving those narratives right by doing that, because this whole situation has played out terribly. If he's there and maybe he can have some sort of discussion with the coaching staff and Joel Embiid and all the other players, and if he apologizes, then maybe he can play for the rest of the season. But I think by the trade deadline, by hook or by crook, for whatever they're going to be able to get for him, Ben Simmons is no longer going to be a 76er. I think you can take that to the bank at this point. There were hopes that this could be, brought to a much better resolution, before the season, that maybe Ben Simmons comes back, maybe they figure out the offense better, maybe they get it more involved in the paint where he's actually better at, but that's not what happened. Ben Simmons didn't show up until a few weeks ago, and then, last week rather, and he just quit on his teammates in practice. So I think when you do something like that, and you can have problems with the organization. People understand that. That's part of the business. That is part of the bargaining that goes on when you're a player, because organizations have so much power over you. When you throw your teammates under the bus and show that level of disrespect and show disinterest in practice and show that you're going to be a distraction and your teammates have to answer questions about you nonstop afterwards, and it's no longer about the team, it's about you, Ben Simmons, that's when you become a problem. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.